Last of the Dragonlords, Chapter 19 by Fireside 20. For the next 15 minutes, the six mares made the agonizing descent down the spiraling staircase. The staircase was thin, only allowing one pony at a time down it. Featureless gray walls were on either side, with not even a hint of what they would find at the bottom. Fireside was up by a front by her choice. If Ersey suddenly lost the courage she seemed to have, she would have had to run to her friends to get out. They wouldn't allow that to happen. As behind her was Twilight, horn glowing like a star as she illuminated the way down. Her head held high, her eyes giving way to terror, gnawing at her. Behind her was Applejack, followed by Rainbow, Pinky, and finally Rarity. The light sounds coming from the ponies were the sound of quick yet heavy breathing, one of those touching cold steps. As Fireside descended, she wondered what she would find at the bottom of these stairs. She wondered if Heimdall would look different on the way than he did when she had first met him in Varangia. Is he actually smaller than when she had first met him? He's gotten fewer horns that would make him look less terrifying. Is he actually dead to begin with? And was his memory and spirit plaguing her mind? She hoped so, to be honest. She glanced back and smelled the fear of her friends. She even smelled the fear of coming from herself. Was it going to allow it to control her actions? Like Applejack sat on the ship, she had to keep a clear, straight head, so she might actually stand a chance of taking out Heimdall. A few more steps until she suddenly found the staircase had reached its end. In front of them was a straight corridor, one that seemed to go on and forever as it disappeared into the darkness. She lifted her head up and trod forward, as the others kept going at a pace to keep up. As they walked down the corridor, the light from Twilight's horn revealed the murals that decorated the walls. Each of the walls was split up into panels, and each panel told the story of Heimdall. From his creation to his defeat at the hooves of the Dragonlords. Felt the Fireside like the murals were a warning to her and her friends, as if they were telling her to turn back, but she wouldn't turn back. Even Princess Celestia herself wouldn't dissuade her. Eventually he reached the end of the corridor, and found themselves in front of a large iron door, and a huge iron bar across it. Locking it. As if that would do any good against Heimdall, she thought upon seeing it. Then again, the doors were way too small for him to get through. The door's face had a large mural of Heimdall, old and worn, but the burning eyes of the monster were still visible in the work. She went around to see if there was a slot for a key to go through, but found none. How are you feeling? Twilight whispered to Fireside's ear as they stopped in front of the door. Okay, to be honest, Fireside replied. She was telling the truth. The voices in her body that usually screamed at her to run had gone silent. She knew there was no other way out of this. She didn't feel scared or angry. She just felt nothing. I'll take your Heimdall through that door? Applejack inquired. Fireside looked her way and nodded. Applejack took a deep, relaxing breath. Well then, let's get this over with. Wise words have never been spoken, Applejack, Rainbow said, rolling her eyes. She flew up to the large blanket prepared to lift. Well, you care to help? Applejack walked up next to her friend and got hold of the other door end. Right, partner? Rainbow nodded. With a groan, the two lifted the plank off its hinges, dropped onto the ground with a loud bang that made Fireside's ears ring. Fireside shook her head to clear the ringing, then walked to the door, reared up and prepared to push it open. You ready, girls? I was starting with whatever be first time, meaning just barely, Verity replied secretly. And let's do this. Fireside nodded, took a deep breath, and with the help of Rainbow pushed the door open. With a heavy groan, the door that hadn't been moved since it was first built moved slowly and painfully out of their way. Namely the Dragonlord to see what was inside. The place was so dark she couldn't make it out all of it, but what she could make out was really large, with thick stone pillars at random points supporting the ceiling, keeping the wire above out. The hall was featureless. No murals or carvings to decorate the pillars, nor was there any sign of a large burning dragon that was meant to be down here. Fireside moved slowly forward, her eyes going left and right for any sign of an ambush, while her friends moved to her side, their eyes fixed on different points. They moved away from the entrance and wanted to reach what they believed to be the center of Heimdall's prison. They had formed a loose circle, with her eyes looking left, right, and above. Rainbow suddenly took off and flew up into the air before anyone could stop her. She disappeared into the darkness for a long minute before reappearing from the ceiling and landing bugsome. Soon's about as high as Caroline's tallest tower, she whispered to the others. Fireside and me will have plenty of space to fly when we do face him. If we face him, Fireside corrected her. Where is he? They had been here now for a few minutes, and there was nothing from Heimdall. Was he actually someplace else, or had he misread the clues? She doubted, for as Twilight said, magic coming from this place was immense, and was definitely needed to hold something like a megalomaniac in place. So if he was here, where? Fireside stepped out of this group circle, cleared his throat. They weren't able to find Heimdall, to see what bring Heimdall to him. She lifted her head towards the ceiling and shouted in Draconic, Heimdall! Jag så som missa fyra i fängelse och la heliga så hot det luftet kom för det var mot det stannar för mycket mot det ganda det besanada som mot att ha klota och det snöd att kom för Heimdall, I made a promise I would find you. Now I've kept that promise. Come forth! Come forth and answer for the crimes of genocide, murder, various others you committed over the 5 millennia. Step forth and face me! She didn't know where the words came from, which seemed the right ones to say. Despite her challenge, she only received silence in reply. It was more unnerving than actually seeing him. The 6 mirrors shifted closer to each other, eyes wide, darting left and right for him. Come on, Heimdall! Show yourself! Twilight whispered. Suddenly, a great burning eye snapped open. The 6 mirrors jumped back afraid at the sight of it. Fire erupted from the eye's owner like wildfire, spreading across its back, belly, head, wings, and tail. The brain creature shifted itself around to face them. It gave them a wide sneer. Heimdall, Fireside and Eos said. Well, he's big, Rainbow said. Come on, Ghost of Terror. Big was an understatement. Even on all fours, he was taller than the highest Candlelight Tower. Horns protruded from behind his eyes and arched towards his nose like elephant tusks. Massive spikes ran along his back, of his head to the tip of his tail, like the blade of a saw. Huge smoldering wings stretched out from across the hall and into darkness. Welcome to my prison, Fireside Firewing. Heimdall greeted her with a mocking sneer. Det rätt, för att finna motus för, men också det förundringen fick oss samman. This is to this. This is strange, for we have met before, and yet this is the first time we've come face to face. Okay, give us a feat that favour the fast, and hopefully you'll be our last. Fireside said, not in agreement. Jakuni Gaga, or Furger, I couldn't agree more. Heimdall said, lifting her Sammy to the 5 ponies behind her. And these 5 ponies are the friends you cherish so much. You brought them here to do your dirty work, right? Wrong! Twilight stepped forward. We came here to help, in any way we can. Even if it means dying for her, Twilight sparkled. The shock on Twilight's face was plain to see, making Heimdall chuckle. Oh, I know who all of you are. You, Twilight Sparkle, the personal protege of the ruler of Equestria, one of the most powerful unicorns this world has ever known, but also one of the most insecure, living in constant fear of disappointing and angering her teacher, who is also her ruler. He looked from a shocked Twilight to an angry-looking Rainbow Dash. Ah, the great Rainbow Dash, loyal to the end, and would go an extra mile for her friends, but also arrogant and brash, sometimes would put herself before others. Rainbow glared down, but restrained herself not to do anything stupid. You put my oldest and bestest friend in a lot of pain, Heimdall. I'm here to make sure you pay for that. Heimdall didn't reply to the threat, but instead turned to Pinky. The young pygmy iron pie, with a heart full of love and laughter, and yet a large black hole full of sorrow and fear. He looked from her to the unicorn next to her. The beautiful rarity turquoise, generous and selfless at the same time. You give to others, give more to yourself. That is a saying, a very old saying. The more you have, the more you give. Rarity said in defense, all the while glaring at the dragon. Heimdall sniffed. They were switching sides to look at Applejack. stared back at him with intense loathing. An applejack Rosacre, the most honest pony alive. In fact, you are the most brutally honest pony alive. Tell me, how many hearts have you broken because of your honesty? You're beginning to sound like Discord. Applejack growled. It's making me sick. Hindar chuckled. I've met Discord once. Him and his entire race. He was the one who taught me to manipulate the minds of dragons, pushing other thoughts aside and giving them over wholly to greed. Once I had finished with the dragons, I turned on the Draconlords race and wiped them out, leaving only Discord as thanks for teaching me. Firefly felt sick to her stomach. You are no better than Discord, Heimdall. I am way better than that freak! Heimdall felled. I didn't start an entire war that resulted in the slaughter of millions because I was bored. But he did. He and his final kind. You should be thanking me for what I did. I defeated an army of monsters. Yes, but then you took their place as the greatest monster of them all, Verity growled. Heimdall mockingly bowed his head. I thank you for the compliment, Rarity Turquoise. Do you have any compassion left? Twilight asked, disgust appearing on her face. When you've been betrayed as many times as I have, Twilight Sparkle, you tend to lose your sense of compassion. I'm surprised you have any, to be honest. Especially after your friends, mentor, and even your own brother begged you once. Enough! Leave them alone! Fireside yelled. She took the air from his face. It's me you want, not them. They have no part in this. Oh, but they do. Hydra disagreed. Since you brought them into our little war, they've become a part of it. I didn't bring them into this, Fireside carried. They came willingly because they loved me, so I loved them. Hydra produced a wheezy chuckle. Love. Love is a weakness. Something for those too weak to hold on to when they think they have nothing left. They think that someone will come to love them and help them when they need it the most. Here's a newsflash for you, Fluttershy Firewing. The world is a cruel and merciless place. Only the strong survive when they do because they walk over those that are forced to live in the gutter. I'm not going to say you're wrong because you're not. There are cruel people in this world, Fireside admitted, but it's not like they're everywhere. There are many good people out there who help others because they want to, like I want to. I want to help everyone, but keeping them safe from you. Kendra snorted. And you think you can help others just by love? Only anger and hatred will make you reach your goals, like the hate you have for me. He raised his head towards the ceiling and sniffed loudly. I can smell your hate. I have felt it. You have so much anger in you. It's just a hurricane waiting to burst forth and destroy all on its path. Embrace your anger and hate for the Fluttershy Firewing. Use it to destroy me. Avenge your coward of a father. First I hovered in front of him for a moment, contemplating whether or not to ignore Twilight's plan and strike him now. She knew if she did, she would ignore everything the Dragonlords stood by. That's what Heimdall wanted. It wasn't. They wouldn't have insulted my father. She moved away from the dragon and set herself back down in front of her friends. J'ai crié la drague. La fille se séville son dick, Heimdall. Il est fait au culture over the pit. I never let myself become like you, Heimdall. Nothing you could do will change my mind. Heimdall blinked, surprised that the tactic didn't work. Suddenly sneered as another idea sprang to his mind. Je fais vos savants now. Even if I kill your friends now. Raised his right claw into the air. Shakuna hatafo na let fetu. I tenir tunuka. I think culone. I saw the brand. I could kill them easily, you know. All I have to do is clench my claw, and they burn. Do you want to watch your friends die in agony? Fluttershy Firewing. He sneered the horrified looks at the ponies behind Dragonlord. Got him, Fluttershy thought triumphantly. Okay then, Fluttershy said with a shrug. She sat down on her rump and waved for Heimdall to create his threat. Excuse me. Carry on. Don't mind me, he said, looking at a hoof as he had a hoof a car. Hey, just have a cup of tea. I'm parched. She looked back at her friends. How about you guys? Her friends looked absolutely horrified by Fireside's accents. I knew her friends would be and theirs would be in a state, Rainbow whispered in Twilight's ear, but I didn't know they were bad enough to make her lose the blood! She looked back at the other Pegasus' direction. No solution came into them all. Du flyger med gaffordjätte för ner, gaffordjätte, och du dör för och luftvärdar som vårdar till huvudvärdar habiten. You allow me to kill your friends in front of you. Well, so much as looking off to help them. During some sort of sugar tortade, nasty fanapana. You're a greater fool than I thought. Now watch as your friends burn. We'll see about that, Fireside said, her lips rising to a grin. Hydar snored, raised his right claw so his palm was facing the ceiling. Ancient Dragon closed his eyes and began concentrating on his spin. While Fireside sat and watched with a cocky grin. The grin wavered when a bright orb as bright as a star appeared in Hydar's palm. It was immediately intensified as it built up with power. By the time it was ready, Fireside's grin had completely gone as he continued to scream at her friends to run. At that moment, Hydar's palms snapped together with a sound of a clap of thunder. Fireside looked away and find their ears, not wanting to hear the shrill screams of her friends as they died in agony. After a moment, nothing. She looked around to see them all still standing there, pretty much alive, looking bewildered. She looked back towards Hydar, as he too looked gormless. How could this be? He opened his claw again, and once again emitted a bright golden orb. He shut it again, and nothing happened. Fireside's smug grin returned as he realized Star Swirl's skis were working. This can't be right! Hydar roared again. He tried again and again, and once more, but every attempt was met with no success. Let down Fireside snarled at the smug face she wore. What have you done? Fireside glanced to her side, seeing her friends move up alongside her. I've managed to defeat you without losing a hoof, Hydar. There's a spell in this place that's blocking your magical abilities and connection to the sun. You're now weak and helpless without your powers. The Dragonlords have outsmarted you, even as you wiped them out. I defeated you without a simple drop of blood. She reared up on her hind legs and spread her forelegs out wide. Who's the mayor? She exclaimed. The 5 points alongside her, each raised an eyebrow, gave her an odd look. So did Hindar. Fireside glanced at each of her friends and slipped back to the ground with an embarrassed look. I promise I'll never say that again. Ever. The truth, she wanted to shout it multiple times. She was on high. She grinned at her friends, who grinned back at her. The feeling she managed to defeat this burning creature, without resorting to violence, was amazing. That amazing feeling died an agonizing death when Hindar started laughing. She felt her nerves return at frightening speed as she turned back towards the dragon. You really think you're defeating me that easily, Fireside Firewing? He roared. He laughed again, the flames on his back intensifying the ferocity. My dear, you are by far the easiest opponent I've ever faced. While it's true you blocked out my connection to the sun, meaning I'm unable to use my pyrokinetic abilities, I have studied other types of magic in my lifetime. Like this. He reared his head back, raised his foreclaws in the air, let out a long, terrible shriek. Fireside watched in horror, with her ears covered by her hooves as Hindar let out a long shriek that seemed to shake the foundations of his prison. Behind her, the 5 mares were also covering their ears and grimacing in anguish as the flames that Hydar's body started to go out. What the hell's going on? Rainbow yelled. She looked up behind Hindar, her jaw dropped in horror. Look! She pointed. The others looked up behind Hindar, gasped in horror. Hindar was beginning to melt like candle wax. His lower jaw was burning magma like blood would leak from a wound down to the ground, while his head disintegrated into nothingness. Hindar's body suddenly began to melt, followed by his wings and finally his tail. Huh! Girl likes sleeping tonight, guys! So his body began to melt, and the manga became expelled into the stone floor. Get back! Ursa yelled, step away from the magma as it began to slowly move towards them. The magma was black and a fiery orange like Hindar's body, flowed like a quick mudslide towards them. The 6 mares kept backing away from it, wanting to turn around and run back through the entrance. For some reason, their legs wouldn't respond. The magma suddenly split up and began to circle them quickly, cutting out their route of escape. Tight circle! Twilight yelled. You will catch us off guard, then! Whatever he's doing. 6 mirrors backed into each other, formed a circle so tight they could feel their flanks touching. Firesight gulped as he watched the magma surround them, scared and confused at the same time. How is this possible? Heindar shouldn't be able to use magic at all, yet he just melted himself and was now surrounding them. She yelled suddenly when she felt something grip onto her tail. She looked to find her surprise Twilight's tail wrapping tightly around her own. She looked at the unicorn, who stared back at her with terrified eyes. Firesight gave her a brave smile. Gently wrapped the end of her tail around Twilight's. As that glass behind her saw the two holding tails, wrapped the tip of her tail around the two. Rainbow did the same moments earlier, followed by Pinky, then Rarity. On the sight of 6 mares holding tails might look strange. To the 6 ponies it meant it would be now as one. Whatever it is that Heindar was doing to surround them, none of them would break apart and run away. They would stand and fight, and live to die together. Firesight felt each of her friend's tails sink in her own fear as the magma that was once Heindar surrounded them. She felt like she didn't want to be anywhere else. Any ideas of what he's up to? Rarity inquired, trying to keep her voice from sounding like she was panicking and failing. Twilight shook her head. The keys sort of work. Why didn't they work? She demanded from Fluttershy. That's your answer, Twilight, Fluttershy replied. But I'm not going to die without finding out. Same here, Twilight agreed. The 6 ponies looked in front of themselves and see that the magma now completely surrounded them, cut out their route to escape. Rainbow pried her crossbow and got ready to fire, while the others raised their right legs. Swords shot out their scabbards, ready to battle. A shrill shriek from Pinky made her turn around when she was looking at gaped in horror. That's impossible! Twilight exclaimed. Ahead, sirens and hiding tunnels began to emerge from the magma. They said it was no bigger than adult horses. 2 long arms appeared, each holding a long sword that glowed fiercely. A huge bulk appeared seconds later, followed by 2 outstretched wings. 2 long legs followed, with a short spike coming out of the knee joints, until a smaller version of Heindar was standing before them. Ranger stepped forward and brandished his sword down, making the 6 mares come closer together. A gasp from Rainbow made them all look to the right, and saw to their horror the same thing that was happening, except it was carrying a large club. Firesight looked all around her. The same thing was happening on all sides. Dozens, if not hundreds of Heindars were emerging from the magma around him, like the undead would rise from his grave. How's this possible? Firesight yelled. Twilight, please explain to us all what's going on here, and please, before you start, say it in equestrian so we can all understand! Rainbow shrieked. Twilight looked around her. Horrified, she watched the spell being before this should be impossible. He's duplicating himself, she finally said. Duplicating himself? The 5 mares around her repeated. Twilight curtly nodded. It's a spell that, simply put, cuts you up into pieces and sticks you back together to multiple copies yourself. The spell also develops things that your suit needs, like spikes can be formed into weapons. It also degrades the size of your copies, depending on how many you want. In this case, hundreds. 5 ponies looked at her in horror. But the spell's so complex, so difficult, that even if I had 100 years to master, I never could. But I had 1,000 to master it. One voice, but yet sounded like 1,000, cried out. Twilight's head darted from duplicate to duplicate, trying to understand what had just happened and how bad things had gotten. Each of the duplicates looked so similar to each other, yet they all had a different number of spikes running down their backs. All of them were strangely absent of the fires that made up Heindar's body, yet all same burning eyes that made Heindar had. Each had different weapons, one-handed swords, two-handed swords, sword axes, heavy axes, warhammer, spears, tridents, clubs, veils, and maces. First I took a step forward towards the Heindars, stared back at her friends malevolently. How have you done this? Firesight demanded. You shouldn't be able to use magic at all. Heindars laughed so loud, with such menace, it made the ponies sink with fear. That's the problem with you ponies, they said. You are so limited when it comes to the laws of magic. I believe when one can cast one type of magic, that is only their power. Stars with a beard even thought the same. I'm not limited to ponies in one cast. We dragons call the types of magic. So I write it down here and I learn new spells like this one to keep me occupied. Certainly me being able to possess dead dragons and use them like puppets could clue you into that. Firefly shook her head in disbelief. It made complete sense to her. The keys were useless then? Oh no, he replied, a wide smirk on his face. If anything, they were more important than what they are worth. How was I going to get out of here without them? Although it never happened to Fluttershy, Cluster was a more painful than a kick to her stomach. I swam even more and realized tears had dawned on her face as she realized to her horror what Hydar meant. Four legs gave away as she collapsed on her knees in shock. No, she whispered, curtly shaking her head, eyes watering. No! What's wrong? Rainbow asked. First I looked back at her, tears welling up her eyes. This is what you wanted, Rainbow. You wanted us to get the keys. You wanted us to come down here. You wanted everything that happened to happen. She looked away towards the ground. What have I done? She whispered. I just sneered. Yes. Thank you, Fluttershy Firewing. The way to the rest of Terra has been opened, and I am finally free. I need you to get the keys here so I can get out. I knew there was no other way out of here except through the front door. So I discovered a spell and began learning it. So when the doors are finally open, I would shrink down and walk out of here. Once I'm free, I return to my original form. Starsword appeared and realized what my plan was at some point, as well as his great mistake. But by then the 4 keys were already made and couldn't be destroyed. So he had them scattered across Horsecove's mountain ranges, specifically built dungeons to keep Dragonlords away. Even reanimating corpses acted as bodyguards to assist some of the desperate measures he took to make sure they were never used. He was about to send written messages to all Dragonlords in a sudden move of the keys, but before he could, he had a fatal accident, which took some time to arrange. Twilight starts forward in a blind rage, but they didn't get far as Rainbow pulled her back by the tail. You monster! You killed the greatest mage that ever lived! Applejack, meanwhile, walked up to Fluttershy, held her back onto her hooves. It's okay, sugar. It wasn't your fault. None of us could have known, Applejack said confidently. Tears were in Fluttershy's eyes. I don't understand. This is your plan all along. Why did you involve me? Just allow me to start at the beginning, Hydar offered. About a year ago, I had a prophetic visit. I dreamed of a Pegasus pony, along with a long pink mane and tail, and a bright yellow coat standing before me, hatred in her eyes, and sore bracelets attached to her legs. I did not know what happened next, for the dream ended, but I knew I had to find her. So I reached out, took the body of a recently deceased dragon, and began searching for her. It was not until a month ago did I discover who she was, until I discovered who you were. Wait a minute. You attacked Ponyville? Rainbow shouted, voice barely able to control her fury. You nearly killed so many! You nearly killed Twilight! Cut yourselves lucky I didn't kill anyone, for it wouldn't have been safe for me if I'd done so. Anyway, the attack of Ponyville was enough to bring you forward, and the moment you appeared to give me a little scolding, I instantly knew who and what you were. But why? Firefly demanded. You could have left me alone, let my father get the keys for you, but instead you allowed my Dragonlord abilities, and helped me. No one would be a hindrance to you. Because I had to, Hyder replied. I knew what your father was up to. But since he wasn't in a vision, I figured he wouldn't have made it. I decided finding you would be easier. Which it was. Besides, do you really think you would have been a normal pony forever? At some point in your long, pathetic life, you wouldn't have been burnt. Your true heritage would have been revealed. You could not escape destiny, Fluttershy Firewing, no matter how hard you try. He took a long, wheezy breath and continued. When I sensed you again, I realized you awakened from your slumber, so I began planting those fizzes in your thick little skull, hoping you would be taken to the Princess of Equestria, which you were. All that was left was for you to find Firewing. So I planted a thought into Celestia Solaris' mind, making her believe he was the only one who could help you. Which is true, but she wouldn't have known that. Twice Steve grinned together harder than before at the realization that Celestia had been manipulated as well. After that, it was simply you having to find you. It was all going fine until you were captured by the Andalusians once you got to Horska. I couldn't let you die, so I attacked Andalusia and destroyed it, giving you a chance to survive. First I gritted her teeth and growled like a dog. Now I wish you left me to die. It wasn't time for you to die, Fluttershy fired away. The duplicate sneered. At least, not yet. Why did you attack us in the Horskin Highlands? Why did you kill my father? I needed you to make you believe I was putting an effort to stop you, to make you think you were winning. As for your father, he had to die. He would have seen through the lie before the end, would have turned around and left, and I would be stuck here forever. As well as that, he had 100 warriors worth of experience behind him. He was a powerful opponent. Whereas you are far too gullible, and only had a week's worth of experience. With your father out of the way, and your thirst for vengeance driving you forward, all I had to do was wait until you came through those doors and released me. He finished. Tears poured down Fireshide's face as she realized what she had done. She lowered her head and put her hands over her face, fighting back tears. Twilight walked up next to her and gently shook her shoulders. You'll be okay. Fireshide's head shot up to look at her. How will everything be okay? She sighed. Does he understand, Twilight? My father, Thrilla, all those horses in Andalusia, the entire Dragonlord, they died for nothing! No one dies in vain, Fluttershy Firewing. Dipka said delicately. Everyone that does die does for either purpose, for good or ill, and they and you played their parts perfectly. Fireside looked from Twilight to the duplicates in front of her with intense hate. That hate was quickly redirected back at herself. I was so stupid, she scolded herself, looking towards the ground. The signs were all there saying this was Time-Dash Planet all along, but I chose to ignore them. All this could have been avoided if I had not been driven by vengeance or hate. She closed her eyes and fought back her tears of despair. I should thank you, Fluttershy Firewing. You and your friends have given me another chance to finish what I started 5,000 years ago. The duplicates went on, making Fluttershy look up. For this kindness you have given me, I am inclined to forgive you everything you have said and everything you have done against me, and give you and your friends mercy. The 6 mares looked around her with confusion in their faces. Mercy? Pinky repeated. The duplicates nodded simultaneously. Yes, mercy. I will allow you, Fluttershy Firewing, and your friends to live out your days in peace. They gestured their claws to their prison. You will be fed and watered appropriately, given all the luxuries required. Request to spend your lives here, but you will not breed and multiply. Oh no. Better to live down here than not live at all, don't you think? What about families? Applejack asked. What about them? They will come and live with you down here as well, Applejack Rosacray. There's enough room after all. But like I said, there'll be no breeding between you. If there is, I will remove them. Fluttershy's eyebrows rose to superior as he considered of his offer. It's perfect. Too perfect. Not for only a madman would refuse. Her friends would gather in a circle to discuss. Okay, so now we know this guy has to die. How exactly are we going to do that? Rainbow inquired. Voice just below whispered. Twilight tapped her head with a hoof. Trying to remember what she knew about the spell Hydra had performed. Aha! She cried out. I just remembered Celestia telling me a story about this once. When Celia cast it on the cells to get inside Discord's stronghold during the rebellion against him. Right, Applejack grinned. So what do we do? Basically, there's always one duplicate that's in control of the others. That duplicate is made of the brain and the original body that controls the lot. Twilight from her friends to the ranks of duplicates around them. Find that one duplicate and take him down. The rest would simply dissolve into nothingness. So basically it's a cut out the head and the body will die type of plan, Rainbow asked. Twilight looked her way and nodded. Okay then, run problem. Rainbow pointed out. One duplicate and an army of hundreds! She spread her forelegs wide, gesturing to the army surrounding them. But here's the thing, Twilight continued. The duplicate controller, as Celestia called him, always has something about them that makes him stand out from the rest. Something she said about the controller's imagination, enabling him or her to have it. More like horns or a suit of armor. Or a large crown on top of his head? Pinky inquired, cutting out the unicorn. Exactly, like a large crown on top of his head. Twilight agreed with a nod. What did you say? Pinky was standing on Applejack's back. There's a duplicate at the far end with a burning crown on his head, she said, pointing to it. She jumped off Applejack's back, allowing Twilight to jump on, while the earth party below her having to grit her teeth and use all her strength to hold Twilight's weight. Elkhart grinned as he saw Pinky was pointing at. Behind her, with a large burning crown seemed to have a halo above it. The top of his head stood at the far back of the group. She jumped off of Applejack and gestured for her friends to huddle. Okay, hide our controllers in the back of the group. All we have to do is fight our way out of this lock to get to him. Do you think we can do it? Rarity asked. Honestly, I don't know, Twilight replied, but we gotta try. Sight from Fluttershy made them all turn to her. She looked back at it despairingly. What's the point of trying? Fluttershy said solemnly. Friends looked at her shocked. I caused this. This whole world's going to burn because of me and my carelessness. Twilight walked towards her, face revealing her shock and sadness from the Pegasus. You're giving up? Fluttershy nodded. What else can I do other than mess things up more? Twilight placed her host on Fluttershy's cheeks to get the Pegasus to look at her. No, you haven't messed up at all. I don't blame you for this. None of us do. Why don't you? Fluttershy demanded. I should have seen you this. I was so wrecked with my hatred for him, I didn't even notice I was walking in a trap. Fluttershy, don't you dare start blaming yourself for this, Twilight scolded her. We all had a part in this. We all should have seen it, but we didn't. We're all responsible for this. You know what you could do about it? She didn't give Fluttershy time for an answer. Make up for it, by making sure he doesn't get outside. Fluttershy still didn't look convinced. Oh, it's hopeless, Twilight. Simply hopeless. Twilight gave her a look of disappointment. Now that's not the Fluttershy I know. The Fluttershy who saved me and the Cuban Crusaders from our cockatrice, despite being scared of the Everfree Forest. Or the Fluttershy who, despite being terrified of dragons, walked up and towards one another in their way and began sending packing when we all failed, Applejack put in. Or the Fluttershy who did everything she could to help the princess's pet bird when she didn't need to, Rarity added. Or the Fluttershy who gave it all to become a better flyer. The proof he was when he helped with the tornado, Rainbow chimed in. You might have been close to getting us dead, but you never did. Right now, we need you to help take this guy down. Now more than ever. Fluttershy's eyes widened a little. You're not all giving up? Five Ponies shook her heads. Sure I ain't, Sugar Cube, Applejack said. As fast as $9 offer is, I wouldn't trust his word of my life depended on it. Besides, I would rather be free mayor out in the light than live down here in the darkness for the rest of my days. The others nodded in agreement. Fluttershy looked at each of them, surprised and amazed they were still at. But your families. Fluttershy, we stay down here, it's a death sentence. Fight them, it's most likely a death sentence. Do another death sentence. You know what this means? We got nothing to lose in trying, Rainbow pointed out. Fluttershy looked at each of them for a moment. Her mouth agape, her mind trying to process what they all said. Eventually, her face slowly but surely turned to a thin smile. I love you all. You know that? We know, Twilight replied, for a small smile on her face. She took a death for and said, For Equestria? Fluttershy shook her head, her eyes going from pony to pony. No, for you. She spun around and galloped as fast as she could towards the duplicates and the controller. Rainbow whistled. Wow, I can absolutely wipe off Fluttershy turns his head first in the danger off my things to see before I die list. Hold that list of yours is mostly complete, Rainbow, Applejack said, tightening her hand on her head, because damn I believe it. Rainbow striked a response. I think I could live with that. Or not. She tickled her own joke. She looked down at Applejack and nodded, brought a crossbow bolt and fired at the duplicates, hitting one right in the throat, sending it to the ground dead. With a battle cry, she surged forward, followed close behind by Applejack. Finally, Twilight, Rarity, and Pinky charged this one, screaming battle cries together. I'm ending it there, just because I'm a douche!